In the last episode, we have discussed the foreign travelers who came to India during ancient times. In this episode, we will discuss the foreign travelers who came to India during medieval times. Al-Masudi. He was an Arab historian, geographer, and explorer. He was a prolific author and he wrote on various subjects like theology, history, geography, natural science, philosophy, etc. He was also known as the Herodotus of the Arabs. He was born in Baghdad and descended from Abdullah ibn Masud, a companion of Prophet Muhammad. He combined world history with scientific geography, social commentary, and biography, and is published in English named The Meadows of Gold and Mines of Gems. Al-Masudi wrote his famous manuscript named Muruz ul-Zahib in 956 AD. Al-Biruni was born in Khwarazm, present-day Uzbekistan, which was an important center of learning then. He was a scholar who was well versed in Syriac, Arabic, Persian, Hebrew, and Sanskrit. In 1017, Sultan Mahmud invaded Khwarazm and took many scholars and poets along with him to his capital, Ghazni. He was one of them. Here, he developed interest in India. Also, owing to the inclusion of Punjab in the Ghaznavid Empire, he spent years in the company of Brahmin priests and scholars where he learned Sanskrit. Marco Polo. Marco Polo was an Italian merchant, adventurer, and writer. He was born in the Republic of Venice in 1254 AD. His travels from one country to another are recorded in his book, The Travels of Marco Polo. His book mentioned that China had large area and great wealth. He wrote a detailed chronicle of his experiences in his book, The Book of Sir Marco Polo. This book inspired Christopher Columbus. Marco Polo visited the Kakatiya kingdom in around 1289 AD during the reign of Queen Rudramadevi. It can be found from his work that a woman named Rudramadevi had inherited her father's throne and ruled the dynasty as a kind and benevolent ruler. Other than these books, he wrote several manuscripts like The Customs of the Kingdoms of India, Florida, Marco Polo, Travels in the Land of Serpents and Pearls, etc. Ibn Battuta was a Moroccan traveler who was born in Tangier. He belonged to one of the respectable families known for their expertise in Islamic religious law or Sharia. Throughout his life, Ibn traveled extensively in Syria, Iraq, Persia, Yemen, Oman, and a few trading ports on the coast of East Africa. He came to India in 1332-33 AD during the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, who then appointed him as Qazi or Judge of Delhi. In 1342, he travelled to China as a sultan's envoy. Before reaching China, he travelled extensively. The account of Ibn Battuta is often compared with that of Marco Polo, who also visited both India and China. Ibn Battuta wrote a book on travels in Arabic called Rihla. It provided vivid details about the social and cultural life of India in the 14th century. Niccolo de' Conti. Niccolo de' Conti was an Italian merchant and explorer. He crossed the Arabian Sea to Cambay in Gujarat and entered India in 1420-1421 AD. He travelled to Passamuria, Heli, and Vijayanagar kingdom. At that time, Dev Rai I sworn on the throne of Vijayanagar. In Mylapore in Chennai, he found the tomb of St. Thomas, which ensured the presence of Christian community in India. He confirmed the gold and spice trade amongst India, Sumatra, and China. He referred Telugu language as Italian of the East. The first printed edition of the Conti's manuscript came out in 1492 in original Latin by Cristoforo the Bullet. The county described Southeast Asia as overtaking all other regions in terms of wealth, culture, and magnificence. Abdur Razzaq. He was a Persian, Timurid scholar and a scholar who visited the Vijayanagar kingdom at the time of Dev Rai II. He gave an account of the reign of Dev Rai II. He came to the court of King Zamorin of Calicut as an ambassador of Shah Rukh, the Timurid dynasty ruler of Persia in 1442. He wrote a 45-page narrative of this mission to India. It appears as a chapter in his book Malta us Sadain wa Mazma ul Bahrain. Domingo Paes. He was a Portuguese merchant, writer, and explorer who visited India between 1520-1522 AD and gave the most detailed account among all other historic descriptions of the ancient city of Hampi under the reign of King Krishnadev Rai of Tuluva dynasty under Vijayanagar Empire. He recorded his journey in his book named Chronica dos Reis de Bisnaga, where he provided in-depth information about Vijayanagar Empire. He reported the following features about the empire: advanced irrigation technology that allowed the region to produce highly yielding crops at very low prices. A wide variety of cultures were shown in crops and vegetation. He described a busy market of precious stones. The city was prospering and its size was comparable to Rome, with abundant vegetation, aqueducts and artificial lakes.